Gutterball!
Welcome to the Gutterball podcast. My name is Paul, and we have our two co-hosts here, Brandon and Jackson, or Jack for short. We calling this episodes? What are we calling this here? Frames like bowling, or what are we doing here? Volumes, chapters.
We talked about this a little bit before, and I think the frames is kind of spicy.
I think the frames holds up. Yeah,
Episodes, it don't matter.
Okay.
something else. I don't
Alright.
ever want to hear seasons.
It don't matter to me.
No seasons.
We could even get to a point where if people want to comment what they want us to call it, we can do that.
Just change it every time.
Or we could just say fuck it and
Change it. It's episode 2, and the
Frames.
next week it's volume 3. Like we just change it every fucking
Yeah, it's all right. Season 3, yeah.
Act 4.
Season 3 of Act 4, Frame 1.
But yeah, anyways, this is the Gutterball podcast. This is not really about bowling. This is just a podcast of me and my brother and my buddy here, just talking about current events, things we're into, and we're gonna try to come at you guys about once a week here for about an hour or so to start off, and yeah, we're gonna just jump right into it. Anybody have a topic off the bat we should dive into here?
Oh no, first of all, actually, to extend on to that, I just wanted to say welcome.
Yes.
As he said, his name is Paul. My name is Brandon. And I just want to get it out there right away that at some point it may slip up. I usually go by my last name with my close friends. So they may end up at some point calling me Haller. So if you're wondering what the hell are they saying? That's my last name. So
That's
just
good to point out.
clarify that, like, I don't know. I don't care. It's not a big deal, but
For sure.
yeah. But no, anyway, Brandon, excited to be here.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is-
This is
I'm
quite the seat.
hoping
Best seat in the house.
I think people aren't ready.
I don't think
I
so
really
either.
don't. That's okay.
Oh, I don't think they're ready. I really don't.
No.
I don't think they can handle it. Oh,
I don't think
No,
so.
no.
I don't think so.
No. But
Oh no.
yeah, I mean, what is there to say?
Well, one thing I want to point out: we are not a bowling podcast at all. I don't even
Oh,
know
yeah.
if there is a bowling
Double
podcast
down
or
on that.
talk show. This is not
We're
about
not
bowling.
bowling.
So if you're interested in
No
bowling,
bowling.
go check out like the Perfect 10 podcast or Google the Perfect 10.
Go
and
fuck
you'll
yourself.
definitely.
Fuck you. No,
We'll find
no,
something.
Perfect 10, that's not a real.
The
I hope-
Perfect 10.
It
Is that a
doesn't
real
exist.
thing?
It is. It doesn't exist anymore. I'm pretty sure it was a magazine company, that the nudie porno magazines. I'm pretty sure.
Before the movie or
Before
After.
Superbad? Before Superbad?
yeah.
Oh, I don't know if it was during, but it was definitely before. I remember
So,
them
do you
like
think they knew?
getting
Do you
shut
think
down.
Do you think that was something that they came up with, or do you think that they actually knew about that and referenced?
I think they knew about
Nah.
it. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Yeah,
but I bet
I
you.
think so,
I
too.
bet you it existed. The Perfect 10. Yeah. But anyways,
Yeah.
yes, this is not a bowling podcast or talk show. However, it is called Gutterball. But kind of spitballing or rolling into this. Who the fuck makes those bowling animations at bowling alleys? Let's be real here. I've been to a bowling alley in probably 3 different states. You know, mind you, in the Midwest, so I haven't went to like the South States bowling alleys.
Okay.
Are all
Yeah.
the animations the same?
The
Like,
fucking
the
okay. So
weird-
I guess
90s psychedelic
there's
kind
no
of
way
feel.
there's really no way to know without. I suppose we could just look it up if it's the same nationwide, but like I guess if it's not, like, could preface and say that like where we're from, when you go bowling and you get a strike, spare, whatever, the animations are really weird and they're very distinct. Like,
yeah.
regardless of where you go, it seems to be very similar.
They're never
Animations.
updated. They're never updated. They're similar.
To
They're
give you kind
all
of an
retro.
to give you kind of an idea of what would happen. Let's say you're bowling real good and you get a strike. And then you get a strike, and what plays on the screen is a bowling pin coming home to a black bowling pin fucking his wife. So he takes the gun out, kills them both, and then blows his brains out, and then all over the wall it says strike. That is the type of animations
Yeah, it's
to kind of sum
they
it up.
can't. Well, that's the thing though, is they can be unnerving. Like obviously they're nothing like that, but they can be like kind of like well, like I've seen one or two where I'm like, what was that? What did we
What did I
just watch?
watch?
like kind of a fever dream esque.
Yeah, very
thing.
Fever Dream-esque, yeah, and very liminal space.
Like you get a strike and you look up on the screen and the fucking bowling pin sucks starting a shotgun and blowing the top of his fucking head off, and you're just like Jesus Christ.
What?
No, I'm just kidding. But seriously though, did one guy make all those? Did someone go to is that like a specific art? Did someone go to school for
Yes.
that? Like, can you go to school for bowling animations? It can't be a very high demanding job, I would imagine, right? Is bowling a dying sport?
They're almost like Toy Story 1, but like beta, like what Toy Story 1 would look like in beta with the animation, you know?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
get what.
yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes like Pixar.
Yeah, Pixar.
Wait, is Toy
yeah.
Story? Yeah, Toy Story's
Yeah, it's
Pixar,
Toy
right?
Story, yeah.
So speaking of
But,
that,
like-
have you guys seen Lightyear yet?
No, I haven't.
I haven't either.
But
I've
what I
it's
heard
nice.
is spicy is some theaters are skipping through the same sex kissing scene that is in the movie.
Really?
Yeah. But arguably I mean, you can do whatever you want, but like I don't know how many people should be kissing in kids' movies. That's just my take
Well,
on
that's
it.
the thing is like,
Whether or not
what is
same-sex
it
or-
rated though? Like,
Yeah, it's
okay,
also a
like
good
it's
point.
Disney, but is it
Is
rated?
it if it's PG, you can probably get away with it. I bet
'Cause,
it's
like that's the
PG.
thing is there's, let's say PG movies or PG-13 movies that like they don't even. Sometimes like they kind of the lines can be blurred of like what can be seen in each. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so I feel like there's times where like I guess as a parent, like if something happens and you don't like it, like you probably should have done a little bit more research into the movie you're
Right.
gonna go see. But
Yeah, exactly.
then again, there is movies that like Willy Wonka, like that gross boat scene, you know what I mean?
Yes, that's
Like
terrifying.
that's like yeah, that's just
Well,
gross. I
even
don't
what
like
comes to
that.
my mind is we had a copy of VHS Big. I don't know if you remember that, Paul. We had that on VHS.
Oh, the Tom Hanks, yeah.
Yeah, and it was rated PG, but I 100% remember distinctly a character saying "fuck" in the movie.
Well, and
it's
you
like,
pretty much see tits, I think.
exactly right, and in like a PG
Well,
movie.
that's just time.
Right, I
thing,
know you could chalk it up to the time. Same with Willy Wonka as well, kind of. Chalked it up to the product of the times.
Yeah.
But it's crazy how much
I just
you get
mean even like
away
that
with.
was like kind of just weird. Like that was just kind of out of the blue. Like I don't think they would have. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen the trailer for that movie. Like, I don't even think that would be in the trailer. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-mm.
something like that could happen, and like that could be like. I remember when I was younger, one of the first times watching that, I thought that part was kind of intense. Like it kind of spooked me a little bit, at least. But
What ship part
I
are
didn't
you
watch
guys
it
talking
until
about in Willy Wonka? The original Willy Wonka?
yeah, the original.
yeah,
Whenever they go to the
after
tunnel,
Augustus
and
Gloop goes up,
he's
and they
like,
go
the
down
river's
the truck.
flowing and nowhere, Shirley, where we're going, and it's all
Yeah,
scary and
something
shit,
like
dude.
that,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's terrifying, dude.
And he
And
starts
then
screaming. He's
yeah,
staring.
he
Isn't
starts
he
screaming,
staring at the camera
dude.
even?
Yeah, he's
Staring at the
staring
camera,
at
and
Gene
he's
Wilder was
screaming. He's
genius.
shaking.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, I
It's
think I remember now. It's been such a
yeah,
long
it's
time since I've seen the
horrifying.
original.
yeah, it is. It's a terrifying scene.
So the Johnny Depp one
also-
wasn't good, right? Like I didn't think the Johnny
No,
Depp one was
that was
that
bad.
good.
I liked it.
I liked Johnny
When I
Depp
saw
in
it,
it.
I saw
Oh
it
my
in theaters
God.
when that came out, and
Dude, I saw the squirrel part and I was done. It lost me. I couldn't take it anymore. So fucking bad.
I don't remember how old I was when I saw it, but I also I think it might just have a nostalgia thing for me, just because it was one of the first movies I saw in theaters, and my grandma took me to that, and it was like she doesn't watch movies, but like for whatever reason she chose to be the one to take me to like a movie that year for my birthday or whatever it was. And like I don't know. So it was a good time, and like I don't know, we enjoyed that movie.
Yeah, growing up, that's one thing our
It's kind
family
of
did a
cancer.
lot. Like, we went
Movie's
to
kind
go.
of cancer.
It is kind of cancer. Jackson and I
I
and
like it.
stuff. Our parents always brought us to movies growing up, but that's also because of the whole religious thing, on holidays. Like when it was like Halloween, because we didn't celebrate Halloween, like they would just bring us to a movie or or something
Mhm.
like that, and that was cool. But yeah, we went to a lot of movies growing up. My parents are pretty good about that. I think my mom's mom was also really good at just like about bringing the kids to movies or seeing the
Yeah,
latest
but
anything
what
that's
kind of
up.
movies were you guys seeing?
Everything
Like,
from Pixar to Disney to the latest. I don't know. When as we got older, I mean, I went and saw like 21 Jump Street with my mom when I was like 17, or whenever that kid,
Yeah.
however old I was, and
so,
that kid I was probably younger than that. But
so
Dad would take
Jack,
me to R-rated movies all the time.
so that's what I'm wondering. So people that don't know, Paul and Jackson here come from a family where Paul was raised
yeah,
Jehovah's Witness.
yeah, Jackson and I. Jackson didn't. Jackson
But
was
so
raised that way, but
Jackson's
he didn't get it as
that's
much.
what
I
I'm
got
that's what I'm
lucky
wondering. So
with
Jackson's
it.
way not way younger, but like quite a decent amount of years younger than Paul. And so
Yeah.
that's what I was wondering is like Paul said he
No.
was raised that way. Were you raised that way
Oh
or was it
yeah.
kind of
I
done
I caught the
by the
tail
time?
end of it, but no, for sure I remember a lot of my childhood revolved around that. I remember going to meetings quite a bit. But
Yeah,
I think probably like 5th grade or something, maybe even earlier than that, 3rd grade or 4th grade, mom stopped going really.
and that was about I was in middle school, mid middle school,
Yeah.
and or maybe just getting into high school, and mom stopped following because dad, as you know, our father, like he didn't care. He never went on Sundays. It was mom that brought all the
Yeah.
kids. My dad would stay home watch football. It was my mom that basically made us follow and didn't celebrate holidays growing up, but they made up for it. Like, we wouldn't get Christmas presents or celebrate birthdays, but like when we would get done with the school
Not even
year,
birthdays?
no,
Birthdays
not
aren't
even.
a thing?
No. Uh,
Fuck that.
uh, but they would
Fuck
make up
that.
for they'd make up for it though. Like at the end of the school
Okay.
year, they called like, oh, for doing a good job for the whole school year. Like it would be like a Christmas birthday. Like everybody would get gifts. So like
Yeah.
one of the big ones we got an Xbox 360 one year that we all got to share and like a bunch of games and we got to go pick it out with them, or they've already had them packaged for us before too. But yeah, like they made up for it. Like we were raised very well, even though majority of it was that what I think is a cult at this point. But um,
Oh yeah.
sorry,
I
mom.
never really
Yeah.
Sorry, mom.
found myself wanting a lot when I was
Yeah.
a child,
I didn't
so
even think
yeah.
about that. Oh yeah. Yeah. Sorry,
Oh
Grandma.
no. Oh yeah. Sorry,
No,
grandma. Yeah.
my whole dad's side is Mormon.
Yeah,
So
That's
sorry.
crazy.
Sorry,
dickheads.
y'all. I don't d- I don't care what y'all believe. I honestly I envy the ability that you guys believe. Like I wish I believed in that type of stuff, but I just don't. So
That's how I am too. Like,
just get
eh,
that out of the way. Like I don't want it to come as a shock for like if I just start saying like some stupid
Well,
shit about God and like
like
I
what
don't mean
I
it. I don't, I don't believe in it.
yeah, that's fair. That's
But
fair.
if you do, sweet.
good for you, but I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
I want to hear about it.
Do whatever you want.
Fucking
You guys can
don't
follow.
even.
You can follow. You can do whatever you want. I don't care what you believe in. Just don't say anything around me. Don't talk about it.
Yeah.
All
No,
right.
I want to hear it.
Don't.
Don't come around
Don't
with your
talk
stupid
about it.
little hat thing. Get that out of here.
Quit
These
it.
Pastafarians. Yeah. I want to see
Fucking
it
get it out of here. Get out of here. Fuck off.
out of my face.
No more. No more.
No more. No more.
um, Jackson, I know you wanted to talk about the metal and hip hop blend on the rise. I kind of know what you're talking about there. Who are you talking about in particular?
Um, well, just like Zilla could be becoming more popular, and he does a lot of that. Um,
Dude, I
especially with
I love Zilla Community. Just like as an artist and also as a person. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but like
Who?
Zillakami?
Is it Zillakami?
Zillakami? Zillakami.
Zilla.
It's like a
Okay.
Zillakami.
I always thought it was Zilla. I guess I always said
I think it
Zillakami.
means
I don't know.
Godzilla. I think it means
Yeah, it's so
Godzilla.
yeah.
But I just like him even as a person, dude. Like I've watched him on YouTube. Like he's done stuff with Brandon Buckingham, which is like super
Yeah,
hilarious.
he's
Like when they
funny.
went to
Yeah.
Thailand. But
Yeah.
yeah, he's funny. I fuck with him. But yeah, go ahead, Jack. Like who else like other than him? Like I fuck with his music hard, especially like his latest stuff that's like slower.
Denzel Curry.
Well, yeah, I was
He
gonna say
doesn't-
just then Denzel.
he
He
doesn't
had a
make a
couple
lot of music, but he
right.
I know he fucks with it, and
Yeah.
like he's definitely
Um,
got that. He used to have that aggression.
Yeah, because he did a track with Suicide Boys that was super heavy.
Yeah.
Was that Ultimate Suicide? What song was that?
That was Ultimate
No idea.
Suicide.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
way back when, but he's
Yeah,
been
yeah.
doing a little more recently.
Oh yeah, like he did Powers Pleasant with Zillakami. Is that what it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
called?
yeah. Oh no, that's a part of a tape called Blood In, Blood Out. If you haven't heard that, look that up. He has Ghostmane with him. It's,
Oh, okay.
they got a song
What-
called Charlie Sheen, him and Ghostmane. It's a really good song. It's actually my favorite Denzel song. Only on YouTube. Check that out.
Well, yeah, that's such a bummer. Because yeah, there's actually another song on that same tape where
There's a
he's
lot.
got with Xavier
Really
Wolf.
good. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
also good too.
And like that's the only I think I mean maybe on like an old tape when they were on Raider Clan way back in the day they might have an old song together. I'm not sure, but like it was like the only modern song that they came out with recently together. That song's dope.
Evil Twin. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
Evil
that's what it
Twin's
is.
dope
Evil
too, and
Twin.
It's also
Zillakami.
good. Yeah.
That's
whatever.
him and Sauce Mula make a really good mix. Zilla.
Yeah.
And, like I like I didn't know anything about City Morgue until I went and saw Suicide Boys with Denzel Curry, and City Morgue
Right.
opened. So the first time I
Yeah,
ever heard
that
of them
was
or anything,
cool.
I saw it live, and I was like, "Damn, that's right, Jack, you went to that.
Fun.
That was crazy. Like that was a crazy
Yeah, I knew
show."
about them.
I was
They
like,
were fun.
Jesus, like City Morgue comes on, they open, and they got the place, I think, even crazier than some of the main acts. I was like,
Yeah,
what
for
the
sure.
fuck? There's like circle pits opening up everywhere.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
See that thing? I
Um,
don't know. Sometimes that shit makes me cringe. Just because, actually, like, I don't know. Sometimes I think with rap, like when they try to say it, like getting circle pits going, or like when people like just start a circle pit. I don't know. Something about circle pits and shit like that at rap concerts. I don't.
If you
Well,
saw how
I
hard
don't-
City
Cringe.
Morgue was going, it made sense.
I don't understand
It's
fucking
just-
pits at
I don't know.
Primus.
Yeah, pits at
People-
Primus.
it's
That's
just
weird.
Yeah,
like-
people are opening up pits. I'm like, what are you doing? There
Why don't
wasn't one at my show, but there's been videos of it recently, and I'm like,
It's
what?
just-
That's dumb.
I don't how do you mosh to that, but no, but like with G59 doing their new tour, Grade A, they have Code Orange and Knocked Loose with them.
Dude, Code Orange
huge.
I didn't know
is
that.
fucking.
That's weird.
Code Orange is so
Dude.
fucking sick. I love that.
I
band.
would love to see both of them and Knocked Loose again.
They're okay.
I like them a lot.
Code Orange is okay.
That's fair. I think
I
Knocked
fuck
Loose is
with
that.
just
But
okay.
I
like
Knocked Loose.
I like Knocked Loose, and I've played it in front of people. A lot of people don't like metal that I've played it in front of naturally, but like
Nobody likes metal
particularly
anymore.
Knocked
It's
Loose,
sad.
they don't like it. They bring up obviously the distinct whiny
voice,
yappy
but yeah, I like it.
And I like it because of that. Like it's
Yeah.
kind of
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
me
know.
too.
It's weird. It's different. I like it. Yeah, Code Orange is okay.
but I would have loved to caught them both live at the same time, but of course they're only on like
Yeah.
half of the tour, so it doesn't.
The only
Oh,
reason
sure.
I'll go see a band live, and sometimes it'll completely change my perception on them. And I have a strong feeling that Code Orange would be one of those bands. Like I have a feeling that if I saw them live, I might be a little disappointed because I have a hard time believing they would really sound that good live. But I've been surprised before by certain artists where it's like, oh man, they sound so good in the studio, and I go see them live, and it's like they sound even better than they do in the studio. And I'm like,
Oh,
wow.
That's how I
Well,
feel
that
about
was me with
Chevelle.
with
I'm
even
worried about seeing Chevelle.
You haven't seen them?
I like Chevelle a lot.
They're just as good, Haller, in my opinion. They're just as good as studio.
I've
seen
heard that they're not though. I've heard that they're not good live.
Well, I saw them like 6 years ago, so it could
And
be
I don't know.
different.
And I haven't looked too much because usually I like watching live videos on YouTube of bands and shit. And I've looked up Chevelle a little bit, and even in like I don't even remember seeing any like pro shot videos, but like even then, like I don't know, it just didn't seem like they sounded good.
I don't know. I will say
don't
this:
know.
his
It
voice,
is
his
only
voice
three
still
guys.
says, "Yeah, it's 3 guys," but they make a lot of noise for 3 dudes. When I saw them, I was like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, that was even for me with seeing Primus. Is Primus did a tour, if people don't know, tribute to Kings. They did Rush's A Farewell to Kings in its entirety, and I mainly went to go hear that because I wanted to hear Rush performed. Um, but holy shit, Primus is really good live. They sound exactly like their albums, and they're
100%.
their
Yeah,
songs are
it's
old as
crazy.
hell, but Les still sounds like it, and he does a really good
It's
job. It's
yeah.
fun. It's a good show. Now
Primus
I'm a
is
huge fan of. I want to see
super
Primus
dope.
live.
I'm
Like
bummed I didn't go.
I listen to songs on the album studio albums, and I'm like, damn, it sounds so much better live. I wish I had a recording of that.
Yeah. Well, that's what sucks is like I love I mean, I guess everybody likes live music better, but like can like I guess it's different, especially with metal, I guess, or rock, like when they're actually performing, like and you can like and they're actually feeling it, like you can feel it too, like that's
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
Yeah.
But like with Primus, like you can like yeah, like you said, like he's been
too
doing it
good.
for so long,
Yeah,
but he's still like he
he's
feels it, and it's
he,
good. I've
and
seen them twice,
yeah.
and I've the first time I saw him, I think is probably the best show I've ever seen
Oh
out of
yeah.
every show I've ever been to. It was they were awesome. They were a trip. It was like a
All right.
3D show down in the cities, and they gave everybody 3D glasses at the door going into the show, and then during the show they had giant screen behind them, and then in that on that screen while they were performing, they had like weird, just random videos, like just weird random shit, and then they would kick in like the weird designs and colors, like neon colors and shit, and that's what would be 3D over the video. It was I don't know. That
That
was
sounds dope.
crazy.
Yeah.
That was before I got to try smoking weed too.
Yeah,
And that show would have been
nuts.
crazy. Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
was really disappointed by the amount of people that were high at my show. Like I was smoking joints. I smoked like 3 or 4, and I was like the only one just fucking puffing away. And people around me weren't having it, but I'm like, go send somewhere else then. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
Go
like,
with that,
as
man.
soon as I had Joe
Don't
behind me,
bring it up.
Paul,
Don't bring it
I'm
up
like,
around
Joe
me.
said it's okay. It's okay. 'Cause Joe ain't gonna let no one say dick to me. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
it's a good time.
speaking of
I'd,
our brother Joe, I've seen him
yeah.
fuck dudes up at concerts, dude.
Yeah,
Like
dude. You told me stories. That's why I'm like, Joe got me. Yeah,
there
going
Oh
to one of
damn.
those.
there was so we went
Joe
and saw
Danger.
our older brother Joe Danger, local radio host up here anyways, but he he went we went to Hell Yeah. That's who it was. We went and saw Hell Yeah. You know, like
Yeah.
Chad Gray, ex Mudvayne vocalist. We saw them at the Myth, and we saw them like I don't know 3 years ago or something. And I was standing by Joe, and we were just in general admission, just like in the crowd, but kind of towards the back. And shit gets crazy when if they first come out. Shit gets a little crazy. You know, the crowd goes crazy. Everyone's like knocking into each other. This drunk guy is like falling back into Joe, and Joe's trying to help him up, like literally like nicely like grabbing him by the shirt on the side, like trying to get him up. Dude turns around and cocks his fist and tries to just fucking nail Joe. And Joe's just like, dude's obviously drunk, and Joe grabs him by the throat and he goes, dude, holds him here, and he goes, Joe is like frothing from the mouth. He went from like super nice guy to pissed after he dodged that punch. He goes, I'm trying to fucking help you, and throws him into the fucking crowd of people, dude. Guy disappears.
Yeah.
I don't even know where he went. And I'm standing right there, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, you know, like I was like, God, like, and yeah,
That's Joe's thing. He grabs people by the throat. He tells me stories.
That's
That's his
scary.
thing. That's what he does.
Oh boy.
He
dude,
doesn't
it-
hit you.
it
He
looked
grabs you
like-
by the throat.
He looked like that scene in that fourth Rambo movie when he rips the guy's throat out with his bare hand. Like I saw that
Yeah.
type of tension and grip on it, and I was like, good God. And Joe, you know, Joe, my older brother, when he gets mad, he's like a bulldog. He's frothing from the mouth, dude. He's so
Yeah.
angry. Like, oh, frightening.
Not to mention that man will be packing.
Do you know who
Like
Frank?
Marvel?
No,
like
do you
the Punisher?
no? Do you know who
Okay, Frank Hassel. Fuck you.
Hassel, not Castle,
Okay.
asshole.
Hassel?
nerd.
Frank
Yeah.
Hassel?
Yeah, have you heard of him?
No.
This guy just
Oh,
like
he got the mullet, blonde hair.
with like
Yeah,
the megaphone and go like
He's
causes
bigger.
disturbances.
Kind of big, like
think
Sam Hyde.
so. If I saw, I'm gonna look up a picture.
But
What
you know who
what about
Boogie
this
is,
guy?
though, right? You don't know who Boogie is?
What?
Oh my God, how do I explain Boogie to somebody?
Frank
All right, Boogie is
Hassel.
an extremely obese YouTuber who Frank Hassel was hassling. No surprise there. And Boogie came outside his gun, wielding his fucking roommate's like fucking, I don't know what he had, like a
It was a-
32 or something.
It was a very
Oh,
small
Frank
revolver.
Hassel.
from
Yeah,
Tulsa.
fired off a couple of rounds.
Boogie 2988.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna come in there and sissy hypno you or something. He's like, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
be sissy hypnoed, and Boogie comes out of his fucking
No
house with a
shit.
pistol and he's like, I'm gonna fire a warning shot, and he shoots a fucking handgun in the air. And I don't think
Yeah.
like anything came of it. Like I think they were both cleared, but like it was
Oh,
a
no,
big
Boogie-
situation.
Boogie got booked, bro. I think he's going to
He
jail.
got booked, but no, I looked it up. It ended up I remember it being like no jail time.
Oh, no shit.
Maybe it was a small fine in community service, but nothing crazy happened. To be fair,
That's
that
weird.
guy should have never
Fuck.
came to his fucking house and started harassing him. Like that is not
Yeah.
okay.
Well, no, yeah, like, yeah, you go onto somebody's property and start harassing them, like,
And he's like, Frank's
What do you
like
expect
on
to
his knees
happen?
on the line. He's like, come out here.
Yeah.
He's like, you're gonna shoot me? Come on out here
Yeah.
and shoot me. He's on his
Yeah,
knees, like on the dude's
also, if somebody's
Oh, no.
outside of your house doing that, you don't go outside there and go fuck
No.
with them, you dummy.
no,
You stay in
no,
the house.
no.
And then
Yeah,
if they
Unless
start
they try to
don't
go
confront
into
them.
your house, then you could shoot
Exact-
them in the face.
or
But,
call the
you know,
cops. If they try to
Yes,
like
call the
get in, then
cops.
call the cops. If they're
Yeah.
harassing, I feel like if they're harassing you for more over an hour, then just call the cops. Get them
Yeah.
the fuck out of there. Like it
I'd say
shouldn't be on your
immediately
door.
if
If
you want them
they're
out of there.
if I'm in my house,
But if they're in your house, then
and
they're
somebody's steps a foot into my yard off of the sidewalk and says anything harassing towards me or my family, like, I guess I will react and be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, you
Which,
should do
I
this.
don't know.
done. It's
But
hard.
still, I don't know. I don't know.
It's
I don't
really
know.
it's really hard putting yourselves in or like trying to think of yourself in that situation, right? Like
Yeah.
I would never have I would say this, I would never have fired a warning shot into the air because like you just said, if you're
Oh,
gonna
no,
fire
no,
it
no,
at
no.
all, you better be meaning
Yeah,
to use it.
You're putting the person down.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
also the story is it was his roommate's gun, not even Boogie's gun. Paul's got to put some blame on that roommate for like voluntarily let someone who didn't know how to use a gun have his gun.
It also
you know what I
depends
mean?
on whatever
have access
state.
to
It
it.
also really depends on what
Shouldn't have had
state he
access
was
to
in.
it.
Well, it could have been this situation like roommate had a gun and the roommate was probably like, "Hey, dude, I got a gun. It's in this safe. Here's my combination. If you ever need it in a threatening situation, go
No,
grab
his
it."
roommate was in the building.
Oh,
Wasn't
was
the-
he?
Yeah, he was. I remember.
Then why?
Um,
What the fuck?
Yeah, and if you watch the video, Boogie doesn't even know how to. He literally asks, "Is it loaded? Is it ready to go?" He like doesn't know how to use a fucking gun. Which is absurd.
I think everybody should know how to use
Oh
it.
yeah, I think it should be. I also should be. Every child should know how to fight.
You don't have to, like, people should own a gun, but I think everyone should at least know how it works. you
Yeah.
know?
Oh yeah. Like I
You
think.
don't have to. You don't ever have to go shooting.
I think
but,
at
like,
least-
know how it works.
I think at least basic firearm safety you take to hunt when you're like a young adult should be required
Sure.
in school. It
Oh
should be
yeah,
like
absolutely.
You think so? Required?
Yes.
No, I think same with the
Yes.
martial art.
Because here's the deal. I don't think like we need to go as in depth as training, conceal, and carry, but firearm safety teaches you the basics of handling any firearm, rifle or handgun. You know, finger off the trigger, fucking making sure it's never
But
loaded when you're handing
You don't
it to
even need to
somebody,
give them real
checking it when it's handed
guns.
to you.
why?
Give them airsoft or
Why?
something.
Yeah, you can give them like a replica.
Yeah, right? Not even real guns.
I mean, I guess they. I don't know. I don't really.
I mean, I was
I don't
taught
really
gun
want to go too much
safety
into it. I don't know.
rather
I don't know
early, I
if
guess.
I don't know if we were gonna be that. I don't know. I don't know
What
if
do
we're
you
gonna be
mean,
that kind
man?
of podcast. Are we gonna go too much into this? I don't know.
What do you mean? Like, what about the Greeks and Romans? They were training the kids to fight since they're like fucking 4 years old.
Yeah.
They were also
Well, it's
training
not.
them to
Well,
get
and
fucked
like,
by
is that
men.
cool? Are you
Yeah,
okay
that's
with
not good.
teaching?
No.
Are you cool with Spartans being trained to fucking murder
Yeah,
at the age of?
that's pretty sick.
Pretty gnarly.
It's gnarly, but okay.
Also, they die pretty
The
early
rest my
too.
case. Agree to disagree, I guess.
Yeah,
no,
they-
but
They also were like, oh, this one has a weird looking ear, and they throw you off a fucking cliff when you're a toddler.
yeah, that's true. This one's cursed. That is fucking true.
I don't-
Oh no, the moon's
Yeah.
full. It's time to sacrifice my firstborn.
Oh
Her
man,
with a
I
goat.
don't like the way this one's looking at me.
Yeah.
Gone. Yeah,
She's a
the
witch.
Aztecs
She's
sacrificed
a
some
witch.
like 34,000 people in a day.
She's a
Get 'em
she's a
outta
witch.
here.
Horrible.
She's a witch.
She's a witch.
Cursed.
Burn them.
She
Burn
told
'em
me
with their
alive.
head.
let's-
At the
Use their
stake.
head
told
for
me
basketball.
2 +
I don't
2
care.
is 4. What is this witchcraft?
2 + 2 = 4? Okay.
I don't even know what 2 means.
What is this 2 and what is this 4?
Way back in the day, they don't even know what.
Yeah.
Some woman who
But
victim of the times.
yeah, we don't have to go.
unfortunately.
We don't have to go into that. But I do believe at least,
No,
maybe not
yeah.
required, but kids need to like know how guns work.
Well, they also need to learn some kind of discipline in terms of like fighting or MMA.
Oh yeah,
Just it doesn't make.
I
more violent
agree. Like
kids,
at
but,
least
at least learn how to use self defense.
like at least jujitsu,
yeah.
like something like that. And I personally haven't
I
done any
don't
of that.
know.
What do you think, Callie?
I
You don't
don't
agree with
know.
that?
I think so. You got to start them young.
I don't know. I don't, because now that like when you're putting it like this, like then at that point you're also training to be sociopaths and psychopaths and serial killers.
How?
You know what I mean?
How though?
If you're training all kids how to use guns
That's
and
fair, I guess,
fight,
the way you put it that way. I mean, not
Some
like I'm not
kids-
saying like we need to teach them how to use guns and mixed martial arts. I'm just saying like in a perfect world, maybe not guns, but maybe just like the kid learns jujitsu or something like a discipline.
ideally
to defend
people should just know how to defend themselves.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, Jack. You're more in this world than I am. Learning a martial art or something like that, only a small portion of it is actually learning it. A big portion of it is learning to control yourself and when to use it in a life-threatening or a situation where you are in danger, right? Isn't that a big part of it? Like I know in jujitsu classes,
learning
especially
discipline.
yeah, exactly, like
well,
karate.
discipline.
Like you take your kids to karate class, yeah, they're learning karate, but really they're learning a good discipline and how to defend themselves.
Well, also you learn humble because if you step into a boxing gym or MMA gym and you watch somebody get their ass kicked and like have you ever seen someone actually get their ass kicked in the ring or something?
Yeah,
it puts you into
bad.
perspective when you're like, oh, I'm not going to go make fun of somebody or I'm not going to start anything because I don't know what that guy knows because I know anybody can know anything. There's no reason to start a fight with anybody. Really teaches you respect because once you see a guy get leveled out and then you yourself get leveled out, you realize how much you don't know shit because there's always a bigger guy that can kick your ass.
Yep.
Always.
Yeah, dude, 100%. Like when I went to some of those live matches, like
crazy
Jesus.
people and guns though.
What do you mean? Like
you really I just mean like you really gotta. It just feels like you gotta watch what you say to people. Really, I mean, you always have, but like, just the way things seem. Like you gotta really watch what you say because some people can just snap and like literally like. I mean, you can know all the boxing you want, but
like that Pennsylvania snow
someone
shoveling
has a
incident.
gun,
huh?
Yeah,
like the Pennsylvania snow shoveling incident.
I don't even. Let's not go into that,
Don't
please.
don't. Well,
Let's-
what did
let's
you
not-
learn from
let's
that?
not
Don't
go into
argue
that.
with your neighbors. They might be fucking
Mhm.
psychopaths with lots of guns.
That's
Yes.
that. That's okay.
Mhm.
We're going into it.
I'm
I'll
not gonna
warn.
talk about it anymore.
Mhm.
But I'm just saying, like,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's fucked
I'm not
up.
too familiar with it, so
Don't. We can go.
I mean, I know what it
We'll
is,
go
but I'm
into
not
it
like
in
familiar
our
with the
private
details.
time. Well, yeah. Let your older brother indulge you.
Okay.
oh, what? Oh, yeah. I'm not gonna talk about it on the cast. I was just bringing it up
No.
in the sense of like, it's related to
Yeah.
that. Like, it's a good example of not to say things,
If
or like
anything,
watch what you say.
everybody
Basically.
everybody should learn how to de-escalate a situation verbally.
Hard
Everybody
to
should
de-escalate the
have better.
method too.
Everybody should learn to have better
Dude,
articulation, better
I-
vocabulary.
You know, I get with all these.
Everyone should be better in general.
Okay,
Do
so, like,
everything better. Speak good.
Yeah, just be better. People should just be
Work.
better.
Just work.
So I know, like,
Yeah.
obviously we're in the States, right? You know, there's shootings, a lot of guns, you know, people shooting
Yeah.
people, cops shooting people, all sorts of shit. Okay, instead of, like, I know we need de-escalation training, all types of training. Whatever happened to, like, the big cartoon net guns they shoot, where it shoots out a big net, and it just, like, you literally can't get out of it? Why aren't we using more of those? That would de-escalate
Yeah, do we
something.
have those?
It's
Yeah,
like,
just give it a big net.
but, like, combine it with, like, an electrical blanket, so it's like a taser net, and then it, like, entraps you, and then fucking, you know, you're in there
You know,
like a fish out
maybe-
of water.
I don't know.
maybe if you really
That
need to
doesn't
taser
sound-
net, they
That
seem
doesn't
like
sound
maybe-
accurate. That sounds like you need to be very close to somebody for it to be.
Well, okay,
effective.
here's my
It
thing.
sounds like a
What about
cartoon, is what it sounds like, Haller.
a t-shirt cannon. They can shoot those motherfuckers far.
Oh yeah, a
Why can't we
t-shirt
shoot a
cannon.
net?
Yeah, why can't?
Yeah,
Like,
It's
what?
just
Like a
potato.
like a mortar missile
Crank
with the
up.
degrees and everything. You got the mortar and you drop the net in it, and you fucking
Yeah, you put your head down, yeah, and it blows off.
Give me the
Snares
coordinates. Where's
people.
the suspect?
They can't get out. He's ready to dial radio on it in.
Yeah, he's dialing it in.
No, I don't know. I don't even know how the.
Yeah, no net gun. Yeah, I don't know how.
No net gun.
I don't even know how you teach. I'm not a fucking psychiatrist or person.
yeah.
Why
so
aren't we using
it's-
tranquilizers? Like, couldn't we just hit him with like an elephant one a couple times?
That's
Aren't
now
those,
you're getting
don't those
somewhere.
have good reach?
I didn't.
I mean,
think
even if
about
it
that.
fucks them up,
That is
a
really
lot,
good. That's a
wouldn't
good
it
point.
fuck,
Like a
you know?
not like
A
a
dart,
horse
like a sleep
tranquilizer.
dart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
right
yeah.
to the neck. Yeah,
They're like, what
they
is
pull
this?
it out. They
Oh!
look at it. And
oh.
Pass
yeah.
out. Oh! So what are you gonna do against
Well,
that? You can't. You're pass fuck
okay,
out.
well, I guess with that mentality though, like a cop's able to hit them with that, like they. I guess it depends on the situation.
Well, I guess I'm just
Yeah.
curious, like with the effects on the body and what tranquilizer you'd use, because it's like, see, you get
Because
some.
when do you use that?
Well,
when,
yeah.
When is
Yeah.
it okay to use that?
I think it's equivalent as a taser. At that
Knocks
point,
you out.
yeah, because it gives the cops time to put you
committing
in
somebody
cuffs.
to sleeping.
Certain medications will
For-
just fucking kill you.
Well, think about it. What if they're
Well,
being
that's a-
irrational
okay,
or
that-
resisting arrest?
I
and-
feel like that's a big thing to bring up. Oh, but
Yeah.
then like people with heart conditions, like there's no way for them to know who has heart. I don't know.
That's
Well,
why
that's
they
too
don't
bad.
use
Luck
them.
of the
That's a
draw.
tricky one.
Yeah, because if you shoot them full, they'll kill them.
Well, also
dead.
too, like what? Like, I want to know the effects of like if somebody's just whacked out on PCP. Do you need to hit them with like 8 horse darts and they're like a porcupine until they finally fucking go out? You know, like how does
don't
that
know.
work? So many unanswered
Well-
questions. But yes, that is a good point, Jack. Like, why don't we use? I mean, I think you're right. The heart thing for tranquilizers, for sure. Yeah, I mean,
But
what else do you?
One
use?
thing I've been thinking is that there really needs to be done is some people are banned from flying and shit like that, or like you can't bring certain shit on planes. Like, why don't, if you ever have a criminal history, just wipe everything clean and you can go on planes, but they knock you out with a sedative and you're knocked out the whole flight. Then everyone gets a ticket. Terrorists lose. You know what I mean? Because if like you're a felon and you're like a piece of shit, who cares? Knock you out and go to other state.
I think they should just do that for everybody, because being awake
Yeah.
on an airplane fucking sucks. I'm just saying
I
this
mean,
right
they should
now.
knock out
It should be
everybody.
an option. Would you like to be tranked today, sir, before your flight? Yeah, sure.
They give you a pill, yeah, and you're just dead. Yeah,
No,
you wake that up
the,
before you go.
the stewardess is coming down the aisle and stabbing people in the neck. All right, B7, B8. Everyone's fucking going out. Or they put you in like some type of, it's before you even get on the plane. Like you're outside the plane and you get in a casket and then they trank you and they got air breathing holes and they just put you in the cargo.
Yeah, well, why not, dude? Stack you
Yeah.
up. They can fly like 1,000 people
That's-
instead of 200.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
That's just getting too effective at moving people in mass
Yeah.
quantities.
Sleeper holds.
I don't know.
Our flight price
at
would
that
be
point,
cut in
you're just
half.
packing people into coffins and filling up a plane with as many.
It'd be like
many of them as you
Interstellar,
can.
where they get trapped in the pods and shit, and you wake up and it's like hundreds of years later. Like, what the fuck? Like, pretty gnarly.
Yeah, but I don't know. What the fuck? How did we even get here?
I don't know, but I will say this, Jack.
We've covered a lot of shit, and like honestly, we've we've covered topics that I didn't think we'd get to episode 1. Like
That's
heavy hitters. Like
that's why the podcast is great.
I'm
actually
to get
gonna
it out of the way.
Like I'm gonna
Big
cut
topics right now, but
I'm gonna cut like some things out of it too, like that we can save for Patreon in the future too. Like some things that are like
well, and like, oh man. Yeah, we're getting real heavy. We're getting real heavy right away.
Well, I like this though. I mean, we made a list of topics.
No, it's
but we're
fine.
also
I
just
think
kinda
it's
rolling
fine.
into
It's
other
just like,
things.
whoa, like here we go. Episode 1, folks.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Tune
Buckle
in.
up.
Tune in.
Yeah, listen to
I like it.
our
So-
opinions on hot takes.
So
These
Jackson,
three fucking-
I noticed you're ripping on that Nick stick there. Is that a Juul?
Right here?
Yeah.
Well, it's a Caliburn.
Because
Ain't no Juul.
the FDA banning Juuls in the U.S. according to the internet that I seen today. What do you guys think about that?
Juuls.
Yeah, banning Juuls. I mean, I think it includes other e-products, but mainly for sure Juul and all of its products are like getting pulled
That
off the
happened
shelves.
today.
I think it was today, yeah. Yep, today.
The FDA.
Goddamn shame.
I guess I'm a little oblivious, I guess, a little bit to like I guess I never knew that the power of what the FDA, like the power the FDA has
Oh,
and what it's able to do.
they're slow.
guess-
They're slow at what they do. Like as far as like, oh,
So
this
what-
thing is out.
So what is, I guess, what's a dumbed down, like what is the FDA exactly? Federal.
It's a Food and
What
Drug
does it
Drug
stand for?
Administration.
Federal Drug
Food-
Administration.
Food and Drug Administration in the U. I think it's just in the U.S., right? And then, I think you have to.
It wasn't
like,
even founded, I think, until the 60s or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's fairly new as terms
Yeah.
of but yeah, all I know is like I know they banned certain flavors a while ago, like fruity flavors, but now it's just like gone. Like they've said no more Juul on U.S. shelves. So
Isn't the FDA just another way the government getting their hand in the cookie jar as far as
Right.
profits
Well,
of some sort?
Well, yeah,
with
because
things?
they
So-
regulate the cigarette companies and make money off of them,
So,
but they didn't
with
regulate Juul.
Juul, okay, I guess why did they say why they're banning them? Is it because they couldn't figure out a way to get their share out of it?
Exactly.
Out of
basically-
Juul?
That is-
Or
that
it because
is-
it's
That
is
is
it
like the
because,
bottom
like-
line of why they do it, but that's not the reason they'll tell you why they did it.
okay. Fair.
yeah, so
That's
like
my perception on it. at
basically,
least.
like the articles I read said that
But, okay, but on paper, they're supposed to be banning stuff like that for health reasons.
Well, I think this time around it's banned because it rejected Juul's application to sell its e-cigarettes. So like I don't understand the FDA how that works, but I think you can literally just sell shit without bringing it by the FDA first. Like I think that's what you can do that.
Oh,
And I
okay.
think that's what they were doing. And that's the thing. Like I said, FDA is slow at their job. They take a while to like review these things, go over it, see if it's an actual like problem or shouldn't be sold here. So I can't get an exact answer on why it was rejected, but one of a huge tobacco company called Altria, which is like one of the biggest ones, is the one that owns Juul. So they're taking a pretty big hit from this, I would assume.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Like that's their.
Remember? Hey,
I'm sure that's not all they do, but
you
yeah,
remember? You
that's
remember those?
crazy.
You remember those enjoys that Ryan would get?
Yeah, dude, those are like $1 or some shit like
Yeah.
that. Those are weird, dude.
Those
I swear
those
those.
pa-
I sw-
those passed
um.
FDA testing this year. Juul didn't.
Oh no shit.
And the
Oh.
FDA said that there's no evidence or like
So okay, so this isn't the start of disposables going away as we know it.
No.
I don't think so.
Okay.
There's too much money in it, man.
I just figured since Juul kind of like to me seemed like it started like the whole trend of
It kind of did. The whole
people
like
getting into
discreet pocket.
yeah.
I guess in 2019, federal data found that more than 1 in 4 high school students had used an e-cigarette in the past 30 days. It was up 11.7% from 2 years prior.
Oh, at our school they did a fucking survey and it was fucking half the students. Um, and they did
I
one to
don't
Denfeld, the same thing. It was
I,
crazy, dude. When I
I
was leaving
don't
high school, dude, there'd be
is
like
that just isn't
dozens of
that
kids just
just
vaping and shit.
doesn't that just come down to like that was their choice though? Like
Yeah.
That too, Halloran, you got to think about it. It's just our generation's thing. My parents' generation thing was them smoking cigarettes in high school. So,
yeah, I suppose.
like, it's just the new
I don't
age.
know.
Like, growing
Like I
up,
said, I never got it. I never like had interest in trying any of that shit until
I never tried nicotine or alcohol until I was 18, which I was still illegally using alcohol at 18, but
yeah, but I never was peer pressured into any of it though.
neither was
Like
I. I didn't do it until I
especially
was out of school,
nicotine, like when I tried
out of high school.
nicotine, it was like okay, like yeah, I kind of want to try it, like just see what it's about, you know?
Yeah. No, I'm
Yeah, I
glad
was never
I'm
peer
glad I
pressured.
quit. Glad I quit smoking just in general.
Yeah.
Nicotine or just any form of nicotine, cigarettes and vapes. Not good for you. Not good for your lungs. And I
No.
don't care what people
No.
say about e-cigs. Yes, I agree. They're probably
Well,
far less bad than cigarettes. But I will say this: inhaling any shit into your lungs is not
even
good for your
weed,
lungs. It's
dude.
meant to
Like
Those are
filter.
weed's
good.
fine, but like yeah, inhaling anything any smoke isn't good for you.
Not good.
Like
Bad news.
I don't need to be lectured on it. I'm not saying you guys are. I'm just saying, like, I get it. Like, it's my own
Oh
well, and
yeah.
that's
free
the thing
will at
too, is
most of the
like
time. It's like, just leave people
just
alone.
do what Canada does and like pick like fucking go ahead and keep selling like cigarettes and shit, but just like yeah, if you feel like you need to, go ahead and put a nasty fucking picture of like
Yeah,
some
put a
lungs
picture of
on it or
someone.
something,
Yeah,
whatever.
like
But, like
maybe the
that's their
Middle
choice.
East. Yeah, maybe charge $25 a pack. I don't fucking care.
You guys see those billboards
Same with
to
alcohol.
Yeah,
Nobody's forced to drink alcohol.
right.
yeah. You guys see those billboards to and from Duluth to the cities here, the Twin Cities. Now it's like it's something along the lines of like the Hartford Hawks say no to e-cigarettes. Like it's like hey, have you seen that? It's like the school,
Yeah.
and they're like none of the Hawks smoke a Juul. Do you? You shouldn't. It's bad. And it's just like there's a
What?
problem. But yeah, it's ridiculous. Ugh.
I remember distinctly teachers catching me vaping in high school and not taking my vape. Um,
Really?
Mostly because I thought they were fed up with having to do a report every time or bring me. Oh yeah.
That many people were
Um,
doing it or
I
getting
was
caught?
at I was at the deck
That's
for a
crazy.
job, like a job fair, and I came out of the bathroom stall with my fucking I had a Nord or at the time, and I think chucked huge clouds, and I come out, and the teacher looks right at me. He's an adult, like a male teacher. It wasn't my teacher. Looks at me, turns around, and walks out. Didn't say anything. And then I got caught by like another teacher in school and didn't do anything.
Yeah,
And I
like
think they were just fed up with catching
vaping
kids doing it.
Vaping for me, like a lot of kids didn't really smoke cigarettes in my high school or middle school, but vaping kind of got big for my transition of 8th grade into going into high school into 9th grade, a freshman, and that's when like vapes were first starting to like come out from what I remember. So there wasn't any of these disposable shit. It was all like big mods or like, and it's because
Oh yeah,
My buddy Ivan,
yeah.
super into it right off the bat, whatever. But um, as I progressed through high school, man, graduated in 2016, like a lot of people were chucking clouds by senior year. It was pretty common. Like in the bathrooms, people were ghosting it in class, like right up
Yeah.
their sleeve. Like, how do you detect
Yeah.
that? Do
That's
they make vape detectors? I don't think that's even possible.
Oh, they have nicotine things, detectors they talked about putting in, but then they realized kids would just take them off the wall because, um, no lie, my entire junior year, we did not have soap in all but one bathroom. We had soap because literally kids would knock the soap dispensers off and they just stopped putting soap in the boys' bathroom. It was
dude,
gross. I swear
dude,
to God,
I
the
just
whole junior year, and then they locked one bathroom. It was fucked
I
because
just
kids ripped off the stall door. Psychopaths, man, little shitheads.
Jesus. Yeah, that happened when I was there too. I mean, not nearly as bad as that, but like, I just imagine some kid with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. He's in the bathroom. The fuck is that thing? And just fucking spiking it off the
Y-
fucking ceiling
Yeah, yeah,
as
dead
hard as he
ass,
could.
dude. Dude, they'll take anything. They don't give a fuck, dude.
that's crazy.
Um,
I don't know.
I
I
had to talk
just
about school shit for a while.
Yeah.
I
Um,
haven't been in high school in a long time.
it has been a while for me as well. Anyways, let's roll into something else here. Sam Hyde. Sam Hyde. Well-known comedic and controversial figure, right? I'm a big fan of his. I think some of his comedy is pretty hilarious. He has done some not so great things in the past, but haven't we all, right? Lately though, Sam Hyde
I
kind of
defend him.
kind of making a comeback here lately, as you could say. Ever since World Peace got canceled and he kind of got deplatformed off everything, it kind of all just fizzled away, right? Um, yeah, it's interesting watching him come back. Have you guys seen him with the iDubbbz documentaries and whatnot? Like
Oh
iDubbbz'
yeah.
side. I think first it was Sam released his version of the documentary, and then
Mhm.
iDubbbz released his version, and then after that, I found Harley Morenstein from Epic Mealtime was boxing in that Creator Clash event that iDubbbz was putting on. Sam Hyde trains Harley, and
Yeah.
now Harley was just on PKA Podcast, which is a huge, big podcast I've been watching for years. Love that podcast, and you're kind of getting to see a different side of Sam Hyde here. Like, he's more out of his shell than I've ever seen him. Because before you just get the funny phone videos or quick snippets or whatever he did on World Peace on Adult Swim when that was running, but it's different now.
Yeah.
It's
I
he's
think
different. Like he's
what
kind of come
he's
out of his shell in a way.
what he's trying to do, and what I think he's trying to do is he even said that in a past video, being around him is bad for your career. He's like, I'm poison to people's career. And I think he's maybe coming out of his shell more so people will be like, he's not poison. And what I'm waiting for is finally when he goes on Joe Rogan. Then that's when Sam Hyde really is coming back. When he goes on Joe Rogan and beats him up,
He likes
it's
he
gonna be
likes
great.
Joe Rogan though.
Yeah, I know, I'm just kidding.
No,
But
Rogan would never take that.
yeah, no, fuck no. You think he wouldn't really let him on there?
Do you think he even actually really
I have a feeling with how
I feel like he knows.
entangled Joe Rogan
really?
is in just pop culture and everything, and like how many people he's talked to, he's had to have heard of Sam Hyde at some
Yeah.
point.
No, they
I'm
mentioned him
sure
on his
I'm
podcast
sure he's
before,
heard
I'm
the
pretty
name
sure.
once, but like do you
Yeah.
like
Maybe I'm wrong about that.
But yeah, very interesting because it's like he's not out of his shell in a way, but like you're almost noticing he's not playing a character. Like when I watched him on PKA, he was very like down to earth, actually
Oh no,
chatted,
no. Well, yeah, so I mean, I
even
I've
for the
only
Harley
been following
boxing.
him for maybe 5 years now, 6 years now. I'm not exactly sure when he started, but like that's all there was. Like that's all I knew. There was no really interviews. There was no all there was the content that he had put out. He hadn't put out anything where you got to see what him like
Mm.
not being in character, like you said. So I just think it's cool to see. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think like like you said, we think his sense of humor is good, but it's nice to see him be real
be
and
real. Yep, 100%.
like I feel like that's I just I feel like even though seeing his humor as dark as it is, like I could tell like he's actually like he is joking. In my opinion, I think he's joking and that he's actually a good person. And
Hmm.
it's nice to finally see like who that real person coming out, like who I thought was there is actually there. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%. I totally agree. Um, yeah, dude, it's very interesting. Like I do like the second saga of Sam Hyde coming about though. I feel like we're gonna see
Hmm.
more. I wish nothing but the best for that guy. But yeah, again, I don't agree with everything he's done or said, but again, a lot of it's jokes and not meant to be interpreted in a bad way, right?
I
Everybody's got a
agree.
different sense of humor though. So I can see
He
as to why it would
Yeah.
offend some people.
he should
Oh,
keep getting away with
100%.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he shouldn't. But yeah, I mean, it's yeah, like take it for as you will. Like
All I can think about right now is father
s-
figure.
That is a good one.
All of them.
Speaking of comedians, I've been
So,
thinking about a lot of dead comedians
you got
that
your
I
feet up
like.
on my dashboard?
did like George? Are you talking like George Carlin? Like, is that what you mean by like
Yeah.
dead comedians?
Yeah, and like just recently, like Norm Macdonald, like Norm Macdonald's death didn't really hit me. And I guess it wouldn't really was hit me in a sense where I cried, but it hit me like a couple weeks ago. I was like, damn, this dude is fucking funny and it sucks and I'm gonna
Oh
see more
yeah.
of him. Like it was just was like, damn, that sucks. And same with even Louis Anderson who died pretty recently too.
Yeah, and along with
I'm
him,
like, fuck, I like those.
Trevor Moore for me
Exactly,
was
right.
such
Even
a
them,
surprise,
yeah.
dude. Such
Right.
a surprise.
It sucks,
Norm,
seeing comedians
they
die left and
all.
right.
I mean, everyone sucks, but Norm Macdonald was.
He
It's a
was
big
good
one.
I've
shit.
always known of him,
Yeah.
but like I didn't. For me, like I didn't like know like see his humor and understand it until I was older, and like I really like I you can only appreciate it now. Like
You like
or
dirt?
I can only appreciate it now. Not understanding, because we're
Yeah.
not old. We're young. We're still young adults. Like we're not old by all means.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
he
You
was
like
funny as shit. He's good stuff. I like, and he is kind of like I almost feel like Sam Hyde is like a branch off of Norm Macdonald with like the ironic dark humor.
Yeah, very,
a
very,
little
Like
like,
bit. I
Norm
very
however,
Macdonald start like kind of I don't
yeah.
know if he
it's kinda
necessarily
like you
started it,
get
but
it,
he
or you
was doing
don't.
that dark ironic shit a long time ago. And so obviously I'm not saying like they have the same sense of humor, but like in the same as like he just kind of grew from that, evolved from that, I guess.
Yeah, and Sam and Nick Rochefort, there's I don't know, obviously you can never tell when Sam's being serious or not, or if it's a bit, but they shit on Norm Macdonald so hard in one of those podcasts I was watching. It was really
Oh,
bad.
really? I
Oh
didn't know
They
yeah,
probably
that.
love it.
but yeah, but
Do they actually not like Norm Macdonald?
that's the thing is I can't tell. There's no
Yeah,
Oh,
knowing, right? Like it's no
ah,
knowing
okay.
whether they're memeing or not. But yes, and now that you say that, yeah, they are kind of similar in a way. Like Sam did kind
I
of
don't know. I just,
has
oh,
that
it's
kind of
just
same.
like when I think, I guess when I just think of that kind of comedy, I think of them as similar as like I wouldn't like think of necessarily I wouldn't think of George Carlin as being similar to them in that type of comedy. Like I think George Carlin's funny, but that's different. I don't know. I
100%.
don't know what I'm saying.
No, no, it's all good. I understand. Yeah, like George Carlin, great, but yeah, all those deaths. it just really depends on who you clinged on to and watched growing up on how hard it hits you. Like, it's interesting. I mean, it's not just comedians either. It's any celebrity, right? That you just follow and
Right.
you're like, oh shit. And it's like weird to think about because you always think of like, a girl or something being into some pop star or whatever that you're just like, whatever, they die, you don't care. But then when somebody you fucking like dies,
Yeah.
you're the
bitch.
you're the same
Bitch
way
dies,
as,
they don't care.
yeah, you're just like, fuck, like, shit, this
Alright.
sucks. Like, this is cool.
Yeah.
Like, my favorite comedian or my favorite artist is dead. Like, this sucks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I guess you just don't understand it until it happens. And you also don't realize it until you're older, right? Like when I was younger and like somebody I used to watch died, it was like, okay, whatever. At least for me.
Yeah.
But then like you get older and then like when someone passes away, you're like, fuck. Because you really start to
Yeah.
realize how short life is and shit like that, and just things can happen.
Yeah. Oh
Things-
yeah. 100% for sure.
UFC talk. Some UFC talk really quick here. Do some UFC talk.
Saturday.
This Saturday is.
You think you trying to bet? Is
No.
that what that is? You trying
No.
to bet? You trying to bet some money?
No,
Trying to
this
gamble?
Saturday to me isn't. This is a fight night tomorrow, or not tomorrow, 2 days, and it's not like a huge card to me. But again, lately it's been like cards that you wouldn't think have banger fights on them. They've just been crazy lately. Like it's been
Yeah.
nutty. What I am excited for though is a couple weeks from now, July 2nd, UFC 276 pay-per-view. We got the Sugar Show coming on. Sean O'Malley.
Oh, fuck off.
We got Sean O'Malley
Yeah.
fighting Pedro Munoz. I think he was supposed to be on the main card, but I think he's on the prelim card. He's like the
Shout
last.
out Munoz.
Yeah, he's fighting Pedro, man, and I think he's honestly gonna take Pedro, but Pedro's like, I don't know. Raleigh and Paiva was like Sean O'Malley's first big test, and he just like knocked him out in like the first or second round, from what I remember. So this guy's just tearing through everybody, man. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm pretty excited for UFC 276. We got Adesanya title defense, a Volkanovski title defense, and this just in today, boys. Bobby Green, unfortunately, backed out for unknown reasons and fighting Jim Miller. Guess who stepped in last minute? Donald the Cowboy Cerrone. Real excited for that one because I know he was supposed to fight Joe Lozon twice. Oh yeah. Then we got
these old people doing.
We got
I don't know.
Sean Strickland versus Alex Pariah. It's gonna be really good.
I've had my fill of UFC recently. Just in the sense that like I'm fine with more UFC for the rest of the year. I'm waiting for the next good boxing match. That's what I know
That's fair.
I know you prefer the UFC.
Yeah, I'm into
I
boxing
prefer
too.
the boxing and like yeah. Cuz I'm not sure I don't even know.
The thing
I've been
about
kinda
boxing,
out of it a little bit. I don't
Yeah.
even know what the next big fight's supposed to be.
Neither do I. But what I will say this about boxing: the fact that UFC or MMA is so prominent now, and there's just so many different orgs doing it. And I know you can probably watch boxing every day somewhere every week. The big fights in boxing happen like twice, like 2 to 4 times a year, and that's why
Right.
it's like prime because you get
Mhm.
that. It's expensive to watch, and just like UFC, like on pay-per-views, you get that prime like 2 to 4 times a year where it's like these are like the best boxers. They're gonna go at it, right? I mean, you can go fucking watch any local show, or I'm sure there's some other networks out there that have boxing every week that you can watch. But I think that's why boxing, like, people were like, "Oh, MMA is completely taking over the boxing world." I'm like, dude, you joking? Like, I think boxing's making more money than it's ever made, and I think it's specifically because of MMA. Because since MMA is so saturated in the market right now, and not just UFC, but you got PFL, you got Bellator, you got CES MMA, you got all these different outlets doing MMA fights and shit. It's almost like, I don't know, boxing's kind of growing again, I think, or it's like become like it's always been a huge sport, but I feel like it's actually doing better than it was.
I hope so. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that just from what I've seen. Like unfortunately, I think still
A lot more money in
I don't think
boxing.
I don't think boxing is I think it's still I don't want to say dying, but I want to say it's plateaued a little bit less going down, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
recently, I don't know.
Well, you got to
'Cause
look at.
for me, I wasn't into boxing I preferred UFC growing up because, like, it was seemed more high action, intensity, like and, like, when I was that age, that was, like, UFC when it was, like, Brock Lesnar was, like, champion heavyweight champion, so, like, that was, like, an interesting time of UFC, like, feel like that was kind of like a transition period into, like, what it is now, I guess,
Yeah, like
but
when Alistair
now that
Overeem.
I'm older, like, I appreciate boxing more, like,
Oh,
it's just
100%. Yeah, like when Alistair Overeem liver kicked Lesnar. Remember that? He's
yeah,
like, he gets kicked. He's like,
that's still such a
oh,
weird
oh.
thing for me
Mhm.
to me, I don't know why that's still such a weird thing for me to hear is Brock Lesnar's name, like, in UFC, like, big time
Yeah,
UFC. It's
yeah,
such a
it is weird.
almost a fever dream. That's almost call back to a fever dream.
Listeners, do yourself
Whole
a
Brock Lesnar
favor.
thing.
Do yourself a favor and look up Alistair Overeem versus Brock Lesnar and look at that brutal like body kick Alistair gives him. And
Mhm.
he goes, oh, and he crumbles up against the cage. He's like this, and Alistair's just this hammering until the ref stops it. I thought it was so funny. Oh,
Mhm.
I don't know what it is. I think it's honestly hilarious watching these dudes just get beat the fuck up sometimes. Like the way they just get beat. I think it's funny to me
Yeah.
sometimes.
It is.
Like that, like Joanna Jersey. I can't say her last name, but she died like she got knocked out like an NPC character by Zhang Weili for
Oh,
that
yeah,
spinning
yeah,
back
I
fist,
remember
dude.
that. Yep, I know what fight you're talking
Like a
about.
week
That
or
was
two
great.
ago or whatever it was. Yeah, she just like she falls and she's like, and just like gives
Yeah.
up.
Mhm.
Wasted.
Yeah,
GTA
wasted.
style.
The camera kind of pans out. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
someone's got to make that an edit. I'm sure it exists.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
They do
somewhere.
all sorts of shit like that.
Jack, have you been boxing lately? I know that you've out of all of us here, you've had probably the most experience, right?
No, I've been slacking. I need to get a routine down. The bags, probably maybe go back to the gym. I don't know. It's expensive when I can just box in my own garage.
How much does a
Um,
gym like that cost? Like, what does Jungle Boy charge for you? You get
50,
24/7 access, right?
yeah, $50 a month for all
Oh,
the
Jungle Boy.
classes and shit. But if you just want 24/7, it's like um $20 a month.
Dude, that's reasonably affordable,
Oh,
honestly.
it's
That was
reasonable. Well, for $50, you get. Well, oh God, I'm promoting them and not even getting money. I'm plugging them,
you're
motherfuckers. Just
plugging
kidding.
Jungle Boy
Plugging them to
boxing.
nobody.
Jungle
Yeah, Jungle
Boy.
Boy.
I don't think we gotta
Um,
worry about plugging up
yeah,
episode
right.
1
Nobody's
anybody.
why. Yeah, exactly.
Who's
Um,
listening? I hear crickets.
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I
Um,
think we're doing
Get
fantastic.
professional coaches, good classes. You know, can't ask for more for $50.
Yeah, dude, I was gonna say down here, I've been looking at like, I kind of I'm thinking about karate, I've thought about jujitsu, kickboxing, boxing, and I was looking into boxing more so, and the classes are like $150 a month here, down here for like any gym.
Crazy.
And that's just like that includes classes and whatever, but that doesn't give you 24/7 access like Jungle Boy has.
Yeah, dude. Right.
Like that's a really good
Oh,
Jungle Boy
damn.
you get a scan, you can go in there at any time you want and
Dude,
hit
and
back.
it's sick because you can play your own music and they got good sound system. So someone comes in
Good
after
deal.
you, it's your music, that's the rule, everyone's so it's nice. Honestly, if you go in there after 10 p.m., no one's ever there. It's nice.
That's
Which is
cool.
if I
That's
still
nice.
if I still lived up there, Howler, that'd be something you and I should do is get like a membership to that and go there at like midnight every night
Yeah, I did
Oh,
the
I'd go
one
there, yeah.
boxing session
with Nick.
with those guys, and I actually really enjoyed it. Like, and I haven't done it. I've only, like I said, I did the one time, and I haven't not gone because I disliked it. It's just I've been negligent, just not been thinking about it, just not
Right.
gone around it going again. It was good stuff, and I felt good at like it was. I think it was honestly just an hour, and like yeah, like I sweated my ass off, and like I learned like I know there's always going to be something to learn with boxing. Like I'll never master it. But like even knowing that, like I feel like I learned a lot in that 1 hour. Like before, like just even the basics. Like I don't
Right.
know. It felt good learning something new. I guess.
Yeah.
Felt good.
Yeah.
I just
And
got to keep going.
I've never trained anything like that. I mean, I was never super athletic growing up other than skateboarding, but like I've always
I
wanted
was
to get into a martial art. But I did work out for that stint this last year, and I lost like 30 pounds because I needed to. But I'm at 155 now. I'm at like a perfect spot to start building like good muscle mass or like get into a martial art. Like I'm no longer as sluggish as I was, which is kind of nice.
I was blessed
Sure.
to have friends that wanted to box, so we had like 4 or 5 of us, so it worked out great. Because otherwise, I would totally
Nice.
not be boxing if not for them.
For sure.
Well, and I think the only reason I think I would have always liked UFC. Like I still like UFC now, but I think maybe I never would have really got into boxing if it hadn't been for having our buddy Nick, he grew up, he loves boxing, knows everything
Mhm.
about
Oh
boxing,
yeah, Nick he knows his shit with that.
and he like if it wasn't for him, I don't know if would have gotten into boxing, you know. But
Yeah, absolutely.
it's an art, really. I mean, martial arts are it is art.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think? Should we call it a first show?
Good, yeah. It was
Yeah.
great. It was good.
Oh
It was a good first. It
shit!
was a good
I mean,
first
like
Gutterball.
that's Gutterball podcast, folks. I mean, like
What more can you ask for?
fucking yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, comment however you're seeing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comment.
Yeah.
Tell
I
us.
mean, we
Tell us
plan.
what you liked. Tell
Yeah.
us what you want to see. I mean, we're gonna hit you. We're gonna be hitting everybody once a week.
We plan on
My goal is
putting.
once a week.
I think we plan on putting the video version on YouTube for now. We might eventually live stream on Twitch and do this live. You know, we're not sure yet. We are going to for sure put audio only versions of this, probably on Podbean or Spotify, some other popular just audio streaming source, just so if people don't want to watch the show or just listen to it, they can find it there. But yeah, I think it was a good first successful Gutterball podcast, talk show, episode, frame, whatever you want to call it. And like the video, comment on it if you can, and if you want to see more of it, subscribe. So we're recommended. Yeah.
Subscribe. What is it? Like, subscribe, hit that little bell button.
Hit
that bell button.
Does the bell exist? Is the bell still live?
Yeah, tap that little thing.
I never fucking click. I never fucking click the
I
bell.
honestly, I just don't even know what it does.
I think it like makes it so like the videos like you get a notification for that person's channel then. Like if they upload or something like that. Yeah, whatever. You guys don't have to ring the fucking bell if you don't want to, but give us a subscription at least. Come on. All right. Anyways, that is Gutterball Frame 1. Everybody, have a good day, evening, night, week, year. Take it easy. Bye-bye.
Peace out.